get started with the the bandwagon. As soon as
Yeah.
everyone's gonna be like, "Oh man, I'm a Heat fan," I've been liking the Heat ever since they had Tim Hardaway. I mean, it's it's crazy how you see everybody on YouTube now, especially the Cleveland fans. Have you ever seen them? Like they're just crying right now. I
I
mean, it's a
know.
video on YouTube right now where a guy he gets kicked out of a Cleveland Indians game. There's a baseball game because he has on a LeBron jersey shirt, and they're like booing him out. They're kicking him out. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, and,
Yeah.
and, and from the bandwagon fans, I mean, I don't know. Because some people say, "Oh, I'm joining the Heat because I like LeBron," or some people joining the Heat because the Cleveland suck now because Cleveland Cavaliers were their team. Now they want to jump on where LeBron is going or where Chris Bosh is going. So I don't know, man.
I, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, let's say if you were a LeBron fan, because let's face it, a lot of people were not Cavaliers fans. They were just LeBron
Yeah,
fans. LeBron coming
yeah,
out of high school, he was just, who does that? There's not that many people that come out of high school and are like LeBron. So if you like LeBron James and he switches teams, why is it bad for you to root for the team that he switches to? I don't, and when I think of it like that, I don't see why it's such a big deal and why people are going to be, going crazy and screaming, "You bandwagon fan!" It's kind of like when they say "you camper" in Modern Warfare 2. It's like, so I don't really know. I don't really know what the fuss is about.
yeah, man. I mean, ever since that day, man, everyone's just been going crazy around the NBA, saying that they're gonna flop, or some people saying they're gonna win it all. It's funny that LeBron he won 66 games, by himself over there in Cleveland. So imagine what he can do with Wade and Bosh.
What do you
I
think about this? Do you think LeBron should have stayed in Cleveland?
All right, let me tell you the truth. Now LeBron, he has gave Cleveland 7 good years for that organization over there. That team was nothing without LeBron. I mean, nothing. I don't care if you wrote a book on it. That team was nothing. And you got the people, burning their jerseys. I think that's just totally disrespectful, man. Because imagine if he would have stayed, and would they have burned his jerseys? No. And you know what? I'm glad. I'm pretty sure that you heard what the general manager said about LeBron,
Definitely.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
he, if he can say that to LeBron, the best player, well, I think he's the best player, in the NBA. But if you can say that to your best player on the team, your star player on the team, imagine, just imagine how he thinks about those scrubs that play for 2 minutes in the in the game. Just imagine
Yeah.
how he thinks about them if he's saying all that to LeBron. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, actually, I think that Kobe is the better player, but I think that LeBron James, his ability to get to the finals with that team that he got to the finals with, like I don't even remember who was on that team. That's how bad the team was. I don't even remember who it was. I just remember Larry Hughes.
Oh, that
I think Larry Hughes was like the second best player on the team. But
uh,
getting that team to the finals, that was impressive. And I
yeah,
think
man.
that LeBron, a lot of people are dissing LeBron for leaving and joining up with Wade and Bosh, and you hear people, like Jordan saying, "I would never do that. I would never call up Magic or Bird," and Charles
Yeah,
Barkley's flipping out. But he didn't call up Magic or Bird. He didn't call up.
yeah,
He didn't call up Kobe and say, "Hey, Kobe, let me come play with you." No, he called up Wade and Bosh. But Wade and Bosh were not teams that he was even running into in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's not like he ran and joined a team of people that kept beating him. No, they weren't even in his path. The Raptors weren't even a factor in the playoffs. The Heat, they won a championship, but in all the other years, they really weren't running into LeBron. So
yeah,
I don't think that's a good way to compare LeBron to, Michael and all the greats, saying that because he joined that team, now his legacy is ruined. And I don't know. I don't think his legacy is ruined because I think that if he wins multiple championships, how is that going to hurt his legacy? I don't really understand how that would. And I think it's funny that in our society we get mad when people do it for the money. Like Carlos Boozer, every time he switches teams, people are like, oh, he's just in it for the money. He's not loyal. He's never going to stay. And then when guys are actually willing to take less to play together, people are getting mad at them. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, and another thing,
of course, the whole Charles Barkley thing, talking about, oh, you know, I was trying to beat these guys, and that's why Charles Barkley didn't get a championship, because he waited too long to try to go for the championship. They are so smart to be able to team up now in their prime. They can do some damage. And
because all of the other guys, they waited like in their early late 30s.
They waited until they had nothing left, and that's why a lot of players, they don't have titles. Like if you look at Steve Nash, you know, Steve Nash is a player that might never get a title, and he's one of the best point guards that the league has ever had. And there's a long list of players like that: Karl Malone, Chris Webber, John Stockton. You know, the list goes on and on and on. It is not easy to get a championship, and all the championship teams have always had at least 2 legit stars. And the question is, where was LeBron James's Scottie Pippen? They never gave him a Scottie Pippen.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, I mean,
and let's think about this. If LeBron stayed in Cleveland, where would the Scottie Pippen come from? Because all the players have already, they already moved. Boozer, Bulls. Bosh was already committed to the Heat.
Yeah.
Amari went to the Knicks. Who is left? There's no free agents left, and it wouldn't be this year. Next year, no one's thinking about going to Cleveland. I don't think they would have been thinking about going to Cleveland. I don't think they would.
Because Bosh, LeBron asked Bosh, "Do you want to come to Cleveland?" And Bosh was like, "No, I don't want to. I don't want to go to Cleveland at all." So imagine if Bosh didn't want to go to Cleveland, who else would want to go to Cleveland if LeBron's not even there?
And the playoffs, the playoffs are different. Everyone's saying they had the best record in the league. He should have stayed there. Eventually would have won. The playoffs are a totally different story. It comes down to matchups, and the Cavs just don't have the matchups. The Celtics, they were able to win that series because LeBron, they just made LeBron do it all. LeBron was basically, he would have to score 100 points to do it, because their entire team, the Cavaliers team, they depend on an open look. They can't score by themselves. They need an open look, and that's what LeBron was doing. But if you're not going to double LeBron, if you're only going to help when he's, really close to the rim, that just, there's nothing you can do about that.
I mean, every year they will say, LeBron, we're going to get you a new sidekick. We're going to get you somebody to help you along. I mean, but every year this guy has been asking for help. He's just been asking for help. And, the Cavaliers has not, done that. All right. The only guy that I can say that actually helped him was Mo Williams. Out of those 7 years. You look back every year, who has helped him? Who has helped him more than Mo Williams?
I don't know.
Shaq, he doesn't count because that guy is just, he's dust now, man.
Because when I think about it, I don't think Mo Williams actually changed anything. The reason is because when you think about this, Mo Williams is not a top 5 point guard, and he's not. When he's going against the good point guards in the league, he's not dominating them. Like when he plays against Rondo, when he plays against CP3 or Darren Williams, any of the good point guards, he's not winning the matchup. So to me, I don't really think that Mo was a good addition. I don't really know if that was really, because I remember when I first heard that Mo was going to the Cavs, I'm like, I don't really know about that, because Mo, I mean, he's good, but I don't think that's going to get them the championship. I don't know. And then he didn't show up that one year in the playoffs, and then he just, I don't know.
That team was just hopeless.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about?
When Luke gets back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead. All right, let me just say this real fast. When Luke gets back, we'll talk about the whole Cavaliers situation. But
yeah.
All right, go ahead. Tell me. All right, I cut you off. So.
No. I was reading his channel. And he was like, I guess he put out like a little channel update where he was like saying about why he thinks about LeBron leaving. He was basically saying he's a Cavaliers fan, without or with LeBron. So that's a
Yeah.
true fan right there.
Oh,
I give him
definitely.
props for
But
that.
the reason he likes the Cavs is because of Big Z. So he's from his
Big C.
country. So when Big Z went there, he started following the Cavaliers. So I
And Big
told him, I
Z
was like,
out in
you
Miami.
shouldn't feel guilty for, liking the Heat because now your boy Big Z and LeBron are in Miami. So, there's nothing wrong with that. But we'll see. We'll definitely get him on the dual con when he comes back. He's on vacation. People are like, where is he? They think that like they think he died or like we're not friends anymore or whatever, but he's on vacation. So
Well,
yep.
what do you think about the Cavalier fans' reaction, to all this? I wasn't surprised at all. You know, what do you think?
Yeah.
Like, did they overreact about burning his stuff, talking about he can't come back to Cleveland no more, or you
I
know?
think so because I don't think LeBron is really leaving on bad terms, even though he did have his own show. But his show, he earned some money and he donated the money. I think they overreacted. They should realize that he was the MVP when he was on the Cavs. He was giving it his all. He wanted to win. That one year, it hurt him so bad that he didn't even shake hands or anything. He just left. You remember that one year?
Yeah, yeah,
And
and they were like,
yeah,
ESPN was
what?
attacking him like
Yeah,
of not shaking hands or saying good game to anybody.
yeah. I think he should have shaked hands. He shouldn't have just walked off like that. But by him walking off like that, it showed you that he really wanted to win. He was giving it his all, and he really wanted to win, and for Cleveland. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I
compared
think people are tripping.
compared to this year, it like if you actually watch the games, he looked like he just gave up. He didn't really want to, be there. I mean, like 2 minutes, they're down by like 6, 7, 8 points. That's not that's not a lot. You can come back and within those two
Yep,
minutes, and he every time they're passing the ball, he'll just pass it back. Not wanting
definitely.
to take over. So I already knew it. I already knew it was coming, and I was not surprised at all that he came down here to Miami.
And that's the thing. When you think about that, I wonder what LeBron was thinking in that elimination game. I wonder what was going on through his head. He was like, man, I have to score 50 points, 60 points if we're going to win this game. Because, it's not like he wasn't. Well, he did have a bad game. I think he had like 7 turnovers or something in the closeout game. That is
Yeah,
unacceptable right there.
and
So, but he
it
did
showed.
have the points, the rebounds, the assists, but he had too many turnovers. Turnovers are not your teammates' fault. That's it's part of your fault. So, I mean, it's sort of your teammates' fault, but they were just bad passes, and he got stripped a couple times, and I don't know. But I just wonder what he was thinking. Was he thinking? Did he lose confidence in his team? Was he really injured? Maybe he wasn't really injured. I mean, what was going on through his head? Why was he playing like that? He wasn't playing like the LeBron in the Celtics series the year before when they went to 7 games. He wasn't playing like that.
Yeah, I'm,
And Antoine Jameson was a bad move. That trade didn't do anything because they didn't change the team at all. They needed to get a legit power forward like Amari or something. If they would have gotten Amari, then they could have done something. But obviously the Suns didn't trade him. But Antoine Jameson, I don't think was a good move because he's
yeah.
just a shooter. He's another player that can't get his own shot. So that doesn't help LeBron. LeBron needed a Scottie Pippen type of player.
Yeah, and like in Jameson's first game, he didn't score nothing. Did you see that?
I remember. Yeah, I
Zero
remember that game.
points. Man, that was terrible, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it. We're signing out.
Peace.